Now, we've reported on the sanctions being enforced against Russia by other European nations and the US. But they're, of course, not the only countries which do business with Moscow. The reaction across Asia has been a bit different. Our Asia business correspondent Mariko Oy has been looking at how the regional powerhouses, China and India, seem to be playing a bit of a waiting game.
In the last 2 weeks, global sanctions on Russia have more than doubled, making it the most sanctioned country in the world. With more than 5,500 actions against it, they dwarfed those imposed on Iran, North Korea and Syria. But only a few countries in Asia have agreed to the punitive measures. For more developed economies like Australia, Japan, South Korea, Singapore and Taiwan, it was a relatively straightforward decision. They've largely followed the Western-led actions against Moscow. Japan and South Korea in particular also agreed to restrict Russian banks from the global SWIFT financial payment system. But many in the region are holding back. The countries in orange on this map have refused to join the UN resolution to condemn Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And key among them, China.
I do not think it will criticize Russia directly or indirectly, and I do not think it will break with Russia. They both share a discomfort with a Western-dominated international order. However, China is much more invested in that order, much more integrated with it than Russia. For Russia, China is its largest trading partner. But for China, the US, Europe, Japan, these are much more important markets than Russia.
But Russia also has complex ties with many countries in Asia. It supplies oil and gas and military equipment to India, Vietnam, Indonesia and Malaysia, while South Korea must work with both Russia and China to counter any threats from North Korea.
If you look at India, the largest democracy in the world, and in a normal situation, you would have expected India to have condemned the Russian invasion. India did not. Nations are more driven by their own economic interests than the larger principles we always expect to play a more important role, like a sovereign country, democratically elected government, like invaded by a bigger neighbor.
As India's former ambassador to Russia, Pankaj Saran tweeted, "Whose side is India on? We're on our side." Economies here are no stranger to having to take sides. They've been walking that fine line ever since US-China trade tensions erupted a few years ago. And as experts have pointed out, that may be the only way to survive a clash of giants.